Hi there. In this episode, we're going to look at how the media is involved with political communications. So, first off, let's talk about how the public learns about the government and how the government learns about the public. And for the most part, that is the media. It's the job of the media to inform the public about the government. Now, here's the problem, though, is how do you know and how do you trust what the media has to say? A lot of scholars suggest that the media is like a black box, and they really don't know what's on the other side of that. The public has to try to trust that information that they're receiving from the media, but the media has a huge burden to play in providing accurate and timely information about the government. Likewise, the government learns about the public through the media as well, such ways as the political parties, the candidates, interest groups. They all use the media to report on activities. And really, they have to, as a politician, you have to be aware of what's happening with the media. So up next is this idea of bias. The role of the media is presenting information, but oftentimes it's not balanced. And you can see this if you watch cable news. Everyone knows that MSNBC is a more liberal station, Fox is the conservative station, and they're providing biased information from a specific point of view. Now, sometimes when you are favoring one perspective, we call that biased. Sometimes they're trying to advocate a point, and that can be propaganda. And sometimes they're using images as information shortcuts. That is symbolism. So we're going to talk about all three. Now, when it comes to bias, we've done a lot in class about bias already. There's different ways that the media shows bias. One of the main places is how they report things to the public. So you might see the headline being written one way, a positive take on MSNBC, and that same headline might read as a negative on Fox News. The consequences of this is that the public learns only the information that the media shares. So if you're watching Fox News and it sounds like this is a negative thing, you're going to have negative feelings about that news article. Likewise, how they report things can be biased as well. So let's put it this way. If it's a newspaper and it's an article that's not on the front page but is on page 10, there's a good chance nobody will even look at it. So where we put the story on TV before or at the beginning or at the end, or is it kind of smushed in the middle? And those public perceptions are really going to be altered by the media, by the bias that is created by the media. Okay, next we have propaganda and symbolism. Propaganda is a way for the government or political entities to motivate political action and opinion within the public. And it really has, what they're looking for is a gut reaction. Propaganda is all about feelings, how you respond to it. And the consequences of propaganda is that your behavior is going to change. Lastly, we have symbolism. This is basically a shortcut for text. We have symbols that are biased and symbols that serve as propaganda tools that really become a part of American culture. We know exactly what it means when we see an image of the Statue of Liberty. She's a symbol for freedom. And what's going to happen as a consequence of this is the public associates symbols with certain political and public ideas. So just like we have the Democrats with a donkey and the Republicans with the elephant, we know just by those symbols what political party and what stance they're going to take on things. So here are some examples. We have examples of propaganda. This is again about feelings. So this first one, we have Uncle Sam trying to recruit you into the U.S. military. This is an image that is well known in American history. The next one is of Rosie the Riveter. And the whole point of that was both of these is to spur on this feeling of patriotism, that as Americans, we can stand up and we can do our part to make America great. So the We Can Do It poster was from World War II, and it was inspiring women to join the workforce in order to help the war effort. And then lastly, we have some examples of some symbolism. The first one is a political cartoon that was made by Ben Franklin, this Join or Die. And it goes all the way to the Declaration of Independence era, where he's suggesting that people join together against England or we were not going to survive. And then the second image, we see all types of different symbols that we would reference back to our nation. The bald eagle, the Statue of Liberty, the raising of the flag on Iwo Jima. All of those symbols represent ideas of liberty, of America, of freedom. Okay, that's it for this time.